right now, because I guess Bigfoot is probably the number one alpha one everyone talks about. But of course, there's quite a few, isn't there? There's the various lake monsters. I guess the coelacanth is the one that gets repeated the most often.
Yeah, I call that a red herring. I call that the cryptozoological red herring in the coelacanth because they love to trot that out,
They do.
and it's really not a cryptid. I mean, the problem with some of these fields, especially cryptozoology, is that they haven't defined their terms, and they tend to just pick and choose which things reinforce their ideas. And I don't think the coelacanth is a cryptid like
Well,
Bigfoot or lake monsters or
it's
things like
interesting
that
because
because
the way that the coelacanth is explained, it's explained as being it was here in the fossil record, and then it disappeared for 70 million years. We don't know where it's gone. Now it's back, and it appears to be, in all fairness, it appears to be quite relevant all around the world. It's quite a few different places where it's at. So it's just that it wasn't in the fossil record. Well, we found they're deep water fish. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
they don't tend to come up near the surface, and they appear to have a lot of oil within their body, so they would actually decompose rather quickly in the bottom. So we don't really have much of a backlog, as it were, of their remains to know where they weren't in the fossil record. We just know we had one, and then there was nothing after that. But yeah, to throw it straight as like this is a miracle of cryptozoology. Look what we've discovered. Is
Not
it
really.
baffles me every time I hear that thrown out there.
Actually, there have been fossil remains from coelacanths from the time where we thought that they were extinct until the present. It's just that they weren't recognized.
Ah,
They weren't identified correctly. They were shoved in boxes and nobody looked for them because, oh, coelacanth's extinct. This must be something else. I don't have time to identify what it is. So let's put it to the side there. So, and the fact that it may have been known to the locals as, oh, we get this big, fish that occasionally we pull up and we don't like it because it's smelly and it's not good for eating. So we throw it back. And that is an aspect of cryptozoology that's called being ethno-known. So it's known to the locals. And they use that in other stories as well, where there's this animal that people describe that's being there, and we can't explain what that is, or it doesn't relate to any animals that we know. It must be a cryptid. Well, there's a leap that many cryptozoologists make with regards to the local culture and how they explain things versus how we would try to explain it scientifically. And what the local culture may explain, especially it's used a lot in the US with indigenous people, the Native Americans. Oh, well, the natives believe that there was this giant hairy monster man like thing that was part of their culture. So that's Bigfoot. It doesn't work that way. It could
no.
be just a spiritual animal. It could be a spiritual creature. It could just be an idea. Are we going to believe in fairies and leprechauns and things like that in the woods too? They're powerful ideas, but it doesn't mean that they're actually real things.